What is up, everyone? We are back for another Real Talk. This time we're doing our Academy Awards predictions because the Academy Awards are this Sunday. We're excited. We're ready to go. We're going to run down every category and we're going to have some fun. We're going to give you who we think's going to win and who we want to win. And now, unlike before when we talked about the nominations, we have all of awards season to piggyback on and give a better idea of what could happen going into Sunday. But of course, joining me as always are the wonderful Paige for Betty and this guy, Jeff Alterman.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
There, you got the intro you finally wanted.
Yeah, now you actually remembered who the fuck I was. All right, awesome. So I'm just ready to get into it. Do you need a link, Matt, for me to send to you just so you have the list up? Or
yeah, go ahead and send it in the private chat.
All right.
While you're doing that,
before we even go into this, though, guys, can we say I feel like it's good. Not that it's gonna be a boring Oscar night, but I feel like it's very, in a sense, going to be a sweep, which I am very grateful for this sweep because I think it deserves it. But at the same time, I'm like, But then again, it is the Oscars. We're gonna get some screwballs here and there. So
yes,
probably.
But real quick, just some housekeeping.
Or some slaps. Who knows?
So for those of us who don't, or for those people who don't know the HBOs this Sunday because we'll be doing Oscars coverage, post Oscars instead. We're going to be watching the Academy Awards, so keep that in mind. But also at the end of this month, since The Last of Us will be ending this upcoming weekend, we'll be doing the HBO's Take on Succession. So be sure to check that out. Wednesday, be sure to check out my review for Scream 6. I just got out of that. That is why we started a tiny bit late. And if you didn't see earlier, my reaction for Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles Mutant Mayhem went live. So also be sure to check that out as well. All right, that's all the pluggity plugs that had to go on. So yeah, without further ado, let's get this thing going. You guys want to work from the bottom and the top?
Let's go bottom up.
I was thinking, we
visual effects, visuals.
So it's and we'll read from right to left almost, so that way it ends with
best picture.
Yeah.
Did you hear what I said? It looked like my signal.
Yeah, you cut out, but I think
you had no idea.
Yeah. So at the bottom there, we could start with visual effects. The nominees for visual effects are All Quiet on the Western Front, Avatar: The Way of Water, The Batman, Black Panther: Wakanda Forever, and Top Gun: Maverick.
All right, Matt, go first. Who do you think's gonna win, and who will win?
You mean who do I want to win? Because you just said the same. You said who do you think who do you think's gonna win and who will win? That's the same thing, Paige.
Who do you want to win and who will win?
Well, if I'm picking someone I want to win, it is Wakanda Forever because they had a lot to do, especially with the Namor effects and watching some how they did it to where they made the digital cuts from live action Tenoch Huerta when it came to Namor to all that. I would love if it won. Realistically, this is a foregone conclusion beyond all foregone conclusions. That's Avatar: The Way of Water. How they somehow made Avatar look outdated in a single file swoop. There was more detail. There's that one shot when you see Neytiri and their daughter, just the shot of their hands. You're like, wow, you can see just every little detail in the hands, their fingerprints, all that. I'm like, yep, this is a foregone conclusion. That is winning without a doubt. So,
Jeff, or do you want me to go?
It's Avatar. I mean, I think it's going to be Avatar. It will be Avatar. It's the sort of thing where it's they're incredible effects in the other films. I think least of them would be Black Panther. It's not because of Black Panther's fault. It's because of the way that Disney has treated its visual effects houses and how it's surprising that they actually got a nomination there for special effects. Like Moonfall. there that is worth nominating, especially in this set. So Moonfall is what I want to win. I think I cut out a little bit there again.
Yeah, you did, but we got it.
a
We
lot.
still heard you.
I heard Moonfall. You want Moonfall to win, but it's not
Okay.
nominated.
Yeah, I want Moonfall all day, every day, but it will be, and I think it will be, Avatar.
Yeah, for me, it's Avatar. I mean, it took more than a decade for the sequel to come out, and I guess it was worth the wait because even though I wasn't the biggest fan of the film, there's no denying that those effects are like breathtaking. So obviously, we all know this. If something crazy happens, I don't know, but hands down, this award is going to Avatar: The Way of Water.
Mm-hmm.
So do we go to best costume design? Or
I think we're gonna go to editing next.
Yeah, editing is where we're going.
we can all agree Avatar: The Way of Water is definitely
that's by far and away the winner.
okay.
All right, best film editing.
Paige, let's have you start with best
All
film
right.
editing. What do you think is going to win? What
Well,
do you want
list
to
who's nominated.
I'll
List
list-
I know,
list
and
nominated.
I'm getting
Yeah,
there. I'm getting there. Calm down. So the nominees are The Banshees of Inisherin, Elvis, Everything Everywhere All at Once, Tar, Top Gun Maverick.
So for me, this is actually kind of a hard one because I haven't really thought about it. But who I want to win, obviously Everything Everywhere All at Once. Who I think could win, I mean, no. That's who I want to win is Everything Everywhere All at Once. Who I think will win. Oh, this is hard. I don't know. Fuck, I didn't want to go first on this one. I guess I will say Top Gun Maverick.
Really? Okay.
Because, I mean, those effects in the plane, the way that they were able to edit that movie to make it look like those flying sequences are like spot on.
Because they're
But
not
obviously,
effects; those are real.
Well, the way they're able to edit it to make it look so amazing is amazing. So who I want to win, Everything Everywhere All at Once. Who I think will win is Top Gun. Because I don't think Top Gun is going to walk away with well, we'll talk about it. But I don't think it's going to be walking away with as many awards as we think it will be. So I think it will take some technical awards, and I think this will be it.
I'm gonna drop out really quick while Matt gives his, so I could try to reset my Wi-Fi here because it keeps dropping for me throughout everything. So I'll be right back.
Good. No problem. So for me, if I think the winner is who I also want to win in this case, and that's Everything Everywhere All at Once. That movie is just something that is a marvel. It is without a doubt the best film of the year. There's a realistic chance it technically sweeps. It can't totally sweep because some people forget 2 of its nominations come in the same category. So it's going to have a loser regardless. I'm sorry. However, the way that thing is edited, especially how they have to go between the different universes and everything, it's without a doubt this film. I'm one of the people who were late to it. I bought it on Black Friday and didn't watch it till about a month and a half ago.
What movie? Now that I'm jumping in,
Everything Everywhere All at Once. This is easily something it's going to just take because of, like I said, having to cut through the multiverses, everything that it does. It's the logical choice.
Yeah, give me 1 second. I'm just plugging in my thing. I just accidentally yanked it.
Struggle City. Yeah, like you were saying that, like that's who I want to win. But I think I actually think this is the only award that Top Gun is going to walk away with. So that's why that's why I think Top Gun will take it.
So I believe that I've been following the various guilds and stuff, and for the editing guild, drama went to Top Gun Maverick, comedy went to Everything Everywhere All at Once. Those are the top 2 contenders. And to me, I think that yes, Top Gun Maverick has some thrilling editing going on, and it is absolutely something that has a very strong shot. But Everything Everywhere All at Once is such a specific editing marvel that is unlike anything else, and not since Whiplash's editing, I think, has there been a movie that has been so reliant on its editing to make everything else work as well as it did. And also for those that delayed in their voting, it might swing their way a little more because Paul Rogers, the editor, is also like incredibly hot. I don't know if that'll help, but it's like
I gotta look this man up.
Yeah. So I think that while Top Gun Maverick has a very strong shot, ultimately who I think will win is who I want to win, and that is Everything Everywhere All at Once.
So who do you think's going to win, though?
That's what I mean. Will.
Oh, you think it's both?
Who I think will win is the same as who I want.
Yep.
Okay.
In my mind, yeah.
Oh yeah, I did see this image the other day, so that must have been at that award. Yeah, he is fine. All right, so we all want Everything Everywhere All at Once to win that award. I'm the only one that thinks that Top Gun actually has a chance of actually walking away with that. It's only award.
I think it has a chance too. I'm just saying,
but it's
All right. Well, next, guys, we'll go into best costume design, and then
Matt, you want to list that off?
Yeah, do you want me to?
So I got it.
We're circling.
The nominees are Babylon, Black Panther: Wakanda Forever, Elvis, Everything Everywhere All at Once, Mrs. Harris Goes to Paris. Jeff,
I've seen all of these. Mrs. Harris Goes to Paris is very sweet. It's so real quick, AJ, the Editors Guild, they had a thing where it was like there's editing for comedy and then there's editing for drama, like comedy, musical, and drama, sort of like Golden Globes. So it's the odds-on favorite overall from other stuff. Like it got the BAFTA when it didn't get any other BAFTAs. So I do think that it's leaning that way. I think that for costume design, it's funny. I think it's a very original joke, Jake. You're really cool. And Mrs. Harris Goes to Paris is like a very sweet version of Phantom Thread because it has like it's just that same basic time period, gold dresses. Say again?
Is that the movie with Emma Thompson?
No, that's it. It stars oh my god, what's her name? I'm blanking out on her here. I'm just pulling it down. Leslie Manville, who was in Phantom Thread as Dan Day-Lewis's sister, Cyril. But with the costume design, Everything Everywhere All at Once is beginning like the fantasy costume award from the Costume Guild. Elvis got period setting, or either Babylon or Elvis got period setting. I believe it was Elvis, but I could be wrong. So I'm thinking personally, I'm just double checking here about this guild that I want to remind myself of, so I know I'm saying
I'm kind of curious.
Accurate information.
Costumes. I actually just watched Babylon, guys.
They lost it.
Oh, you finally watched Babylon?
I did. I watched it in 3 viewings, and I never do that. I'm the person when I sit down, I gotta watch a film all at once. That movie is long as fuck, so I was like, I just gotta do this.
Fair enough. Okay, Everything Everywhere All at Once won for sci-fi fantasy. Glass Onion won for contemporary, not even nominated here. And then Excellence in Period is Elvis. So I had it written down here that mine was actually kind of splitting the difference there. Those are my 2 top potential choices. I have who I want to win is Everything Everywhere All at Once, simply because of the sheer breadth of different kinds of costumes that fit within all sorts of genres and vibes and looks because of the multiversal kind of look, everything they have to do there. I mean, just the Jobu Tupaki outfits that Stephanie Sue has to wear. I think it might be deserving, but that might be what I want to win because that's the film that hit me the most. I do think that this award will end up going to Catherine Martin for Elvis.
All right, I'll take it. Who I want to win is Babylon because Margot Robbie looked fine as hell in all of those dresses that she wore. Who I think will win? What'd you say?
That's not a hard thing for her to do.
Well, I know, but I mean, that red dress though, and the like the opening sequence, like, is pretty beautiful though. I mean, even though it's like half of a quarter of a dress, I
I
guess.
don't know. I was still freaking out over elephant shit.
Nothing's worse than Triangle of Sadness. Second half of that film. So, but who I think will win is Elvis. I think Elvis is going to win. And Jonathan in the chat did say that the best costume designer is actually Baz Luhrmann's wife, which is a fun fact. Interesting. I wonder if she's worked on his other films.
Probably where they met.
Yeah.
Here's the thing. To me, you don't vote against someone who's been there and won before. And to not only encapsulate one culture, but to encapsulate two completely separate cultures and keep them to their actual cultural roots. Ruth Carter's going home with their second Oscar, and both of them are Black Panther films. So it makes the most sense. Just seeing what she was able to do with the outfits for Tala Khan, even further building on the costume she did for the Wakandans. I can't vote against her. No, even though, yes, does everything else we have seen show she has a good chance at losing? Yes. But because she won in the past, I wouldn't be shocked if she won here.
I'd one up you there because Ruthie Carter has won a couple.
I know, but I'm just talking about her most recent one.
Oh, no, I get that. But Catherine Martin for Elvis has won 4 Academy Awards in the last. She won for production design and for costume design for, I believe it's both Moulin Rouge and Great Gatsby.
Yeah.
So,
okay, and both those films are 10 plus years old at this point.
Right, yeah, and I'm saying that I think that the thing is though, Catherine Martin hasn't done anything else since then, really. She hasn't done anything else since then. She only makes things that win stuff for these categories. So I'm going with Catherine Martin for it simply because I've been following, and Ruthie Carter hasn't touched anything in the guilds, and the guilds are the people that are reflected the most in the votes at the Oscars.
I mean, I'm going.
But yeah, there are changes sometimes. But I think that the costumes aren't as talked about even in the awards race now.
All I gotta say is that Chadwick Boseman was running everything in the guilds, and we all saw my reaction to that motherfucker losing his posthumous Oscar.
That's true. But yeah, that can't happen.
No, I think Catherine's taken it because I mean, there's no denying like she brought like Elvis's like signature looks like to life, and
she sure did.
Hubba hubba, he looked great in them and bedazzled the fuck out of them. So but I want Babylon to win because I love like the 20s like set pieces and 30s like set pieces like that, the clothing and stuff. But oh well. But so at least Jeff and I agree on something.
Yes.
Yeah.
So do you guys want to do
next
best makeup? I think we should do best makeup and hairstyling.
Yes,
yeah, that's the next one we should do.
Right.
So best makeup and hairstyling. Yeah, go for it.
All right, so the nominees are All Quiet on the Western Front, The Batman, Black Panther, Wakanda Forever, Elvis, and The Whale. I am not going first, so someone else go first.
All right, this is another case of who I think should win is who's probably going to win. And that's The Whale, especially for all that prosthetic makeup they had to put and the bodysuit and everything that they had to put on Brendan Fraser. Oh my God. Like that looked it wasn't your normal fat suit movie where you're like, oh, that looks horrible. That looked realistic as all hell.
Have you seen the making of it on Instagram?
I have not.
I'll find it and send it to you of them like putting the prosthetics on him and stuff. It's insane of how like frail it looks and it's really cool.
But because of that, like that one prosthetic alone, because that movie lives and dies by how that comes off on film. The Whale. So
you think both? You think you wanted to win?
That is who I want to win, and that is who I think is gonna win. Because let's be honest, Austin Butler's fat suit looked fucking horrible in Elvis at the end of that movie.
I actually disagree there because I didn't realize when it was him versus when it then turned into Elvis. I couldn't tell.
I was talking about the fat suit at the end. So
Yes, I couldn't. The fat
Oh.
suit, which in the middle of it, at some random moment, it stops being him and it's the actual footage of Elvis there.
Oh,
and you can't
okay.
tell when it changed.
You didn't know. Yeah, didn't understand what was coming out of your mouth right there. I was like,
yeah, okay.
I did not tell it
That
was off
makes more
color.
sense.
Like,
Yes, that's what I was saying. Like I thought it was pretty good because the fact is he looked bad in real life at that exact moment. The makeup reflected the exact way that he looked. I thought that was good. I think that looking at like the makeup, the guild for the makeup and hairstyling, Elvis won a couple of awards. Special effects makeup went to The Whale, and then contemporaries, and then the other awards went to Black Panther and Everything Everywhere All at Once. Everything Everywhere All at Once not nominated in this. I think that this is probably, while The Whale feels like the one that it could go to, I think that I would want it to go to The Whale for that work, but I also realize that that's not the only thing. And they do love doing makeup and hairstyling awards for like these big, gaudy, period setting things. So I think I think I want it to go to The Whale. It will go to Elvis.
I want to give a crazy fucking answer now, and I think my answer is reasonable though. And by the way, those watching, like, comment in the chat, guys. We want to know what you, as we're going through each category, we want to know what your predictions are as well.
Mm-hmm.
And all right, so this might sound crazy, but who I want to win is the Batman, because, dude, no one knew that was Colin Farrell as the Penguin.
Yeah.
That was literally insane. Like, come on, guys.
I guess for me, because I have stood on, and for a full year, Jeff is my witness, I've stayed on the Batman is my favorite film of all time. I stuck with that. There's no other major piece of hair and makeup to go along with that.
I agree with that, yeah.
Which is why I can't, as much as I'd love to, I can't totally give it that.
Oh, no, then that's the thing. That's why I wanted to win. Who I think will win, I think Elvis will take it. It's a flashy movie.
My bad, brother. All right.
Also, we probably should have been writing these down so that when
I've been writing them down as we
Jeff
go.
has been.
Oh,
yeah.
I know, Jeff. That's you said what?
Yeah, your answers down or my answers?
He's writing everyone's.
I'm writing. Cool. No, I'm writing my answers.
Oh well,
I'm sorry. I only have so much speed with my hands.
Well, I
got this.
I don't have a left thumb, so someone do this.
Yeah, don't worry, Paige. You can also just go back and watch on the replay.
That is true. I can do that.
Yeah. So
someone in the chat just said,
right?
Patterson has the black eye makeup around his eyes. Right there. Boom.
Yeah, boom.
That's the raccoon eyes, man.
So
That's some great makeup.
We're gonna move into cinematography here. For cinematography, the nominees are All Quiet on the Western Front, Bardo, False Chronicle of a Handful of Truths, Elvis, Empire of Light, and Tar. I'll start off first here. I would say that this is down to my two picks between the two things. I think something like Tar being nominated there is an inspired choice because it's gorgeous the way it's shot. It's just, I don't know, it really adds something to the film, which is why it's one of the best of the year. Empire of Light, I watched that movie. That movie is, for lack of a better word, bad.
It's very mid.
Yeah.
There's a reason this is his only nomination.
I would need to see it, but I've heard it's not that good.
It is not a good movie. It's thematically muddled, blah, blah, blah. But yes, Roger Deakins, as always, shoots the hell out of it. And it is gorgeous cinematography. However, there's just better stuff out there this year as well. I think that, and Bardo also looks great, but I think it's more of like, I guess we got another Alejandro Gonzalez Iñárritu movie that shot wild in the last 10 years. Better give it a nomination. For me, it's between Elvis and All Quiet. Why Elvis? Elvis actually has more than you might think. Like, it has some great cinematography in it. I also
that's the one
think
thing I liked about it.
it also won the Cinematographer's Guild Award. It was the big one there, and that was a big shocker for a lot of people. So I am going to do, this is like a No Guts, No Glory one for me here. I'm going to say that who will win is the same one as who I want to win, which is All Quiet on the Western Front, which has some absolutely astounding war cinematography.
I'll go next. Not gonna lie, guys. Shame on me. I still have not seen All Quiet on the Western Front, but I've seen
Paige. You're not alone there.
Yeah. But I've seen clips of the movie. All Quiet on the Western Front is taking the award. I think it's going to, and that's who I want to take it because from what I've seen, damn, that movie is like beautiful looking. So that's my pick. All Quiet, doubleheader. What you got, Matt?
Well, who I want to win wasn't fucking nominated on some bullshit because that film is the one that deserves to win.
I agree. 1,000%. Should have gotten that, and it should have gotten also sound. But
yes,
yeah.
and score. Don't forget
score. Sorry, that's what I meant with score, not sound, because I think it might be nominated for sound. But yeah.
But yeah, so if I'm having to pick a winner out of what I've seen, I haven't touched All Quiet on the Western Front, haven't even seen clips. But Elvis, outside of Austin Butler's performance, that was the one thing I liked about the film. Gorgeous cinematography, makes the most sense. Just all around Elvis in that case.
You guys want to hear a hot take real quick?
Yep. Sure.
I do not really care for the Elvis movie. I'm baffled that it's
neither do I. That's what I said. It's outside of the performance and the cinematography.
Yeah.
Just
all right, guys. You guys want to go next to Best Production Design? I'll name them off.
Go ahead, Paige.
All right. Best Production Design. The nominees are All Quiet on the Western Front, Avatar: The Way of Water, Babylon, Elvis, and The Fabelmans.
Jeff, go ahead and start it off.
I wanted to be Babylon because I absolutely fucking love the production design of this movie. The fact that it's not just the production design of, it's a period setting, so we have to make sure that we have all these big dance halls and all of these things. No, it is a production design of production design.
Yeah,
exactly.
They had to create the incredible look of that this line of movies basically on a production rollout or what is it like a production line of just movies all being made next to each other. They could be as loud as they want because it's a silent movie and it's just going from, and the production design really contributes to this too, because there's all of this that they built on outside, all of these different sets that are all different and they're all crazy, all the way down to the war scene that's being filmed out in the wide pasture. Oh, wait a minute. Now we're also dying. The scene. And then we're going to see the scene being shot of their first experience using microphones. And the production design matters there because you have the set, but then you also have the warehouse. You have to have all this stuff. Everything matters in the way that this movie is built to look, and not just cinematography-wise, just what inhabits the screen. And it's just, I love the way it's set up. It's one of my favorite movies of the year. So, I mean, it wasn't nominated for a lot, so I don't get a lot of chances to wax poetic about it. But that's who I want to win. Who I think will win, though, this will be an All Quiet on the Western Front win. I think that it's the one that's been kind of hitting there. I think it will be that. I think Elvis, Jonathan Peck here saying Elvis. I think Elvis has a very good shot, but I think that this is one of the ones that All Quiet will get in, since I don't think it's actually going to get any of the big awards.
Okay, I'll go next. Well, yes, so I just recently watched Babylon. I'm baffled by the criticism it gets because I thought it was a pretty damn good movie. And like Jeff just said, like everything Jeff just said, like the production of that film is like production of production. And it's just like, it's fantabulous. Yes, I just made up my own word because I love films like something like this, and it was just beautiful to look at, and that's who I want to win. I'm gonna agree though with Jeff, who I think is gonna take it, is All Quiet.
I'm going to disagree with you both here because I did not care for Babylon. I thought it was mid as all hell. While I understand the argument of it's a production, yes, totally get it. We've seen it before though, so it's nothing new to me. Sorry, it's just how I feel about it. However, I think the win here ties back to the best visual effects because Avatar: The Way of Water, how they had to design everything and make it look, it's just,
to me, it's like, how is that production design when it's all on a fucking computer?
Because they still have to design every single aspect of it.
I guess you're right. Okay.
I
like visual stuff though. I want like actual shit. Like if you made the fucking avatars like puppets, like animatronics, I'd be so fucking there for it.
But the fact that you have to painstakingly create every detail, every place, whether it be a computer or not, it's incredible. However, who I want to win is not who I think is going to win, and I would love for the Fabelmans to win. Just being someone who's made a couple indie films and been on that journey similar to Sam, that perfectly encapsulates what making a film is like on that level. And what you guys were saying about Babylon is how I feel about the Fabelmans. So, yeah. I would love for the Fabelmans to win.
I think the only cool set pieces on the Fabelman is when he was making the movies.
And that's, see, but finding a high school that looked right and still had that classic gym.
Yeah.
Just the theater in the beginning, just the garage scene where he's filming, stuff like that.
Yeah, that's true.
So.
Okay. All right, Matt, take best sound away, baby.
Best sound. All right. The nominees are All Quiet on the Western Front, Avatar: The Way of Water, The Batman, Elvis, Top Gun: Maverick.
I guess I'll go on this one.
Yep.
This is an interesting one because it's just like, I don't know. Maybe I need to look in the definition of what best sound is because I don't know. I always consider that like similar with score, even though it's not. It's like, all right. So fuck it. Who I want to win is The Batman because I think it should have been nominated for best score and it wasn't. So I think it deserves something in the sound category. Who I think will win though is Elvis because, damn, like those like the projection of the music and the sound and stuff. Like, yeah. The production of the sound, it's not a musical, but it pretty much like has that flavor of it. And like the film comes down to the performances that Austin Butler does as Elvis and his music. And so that's why I'm going with who I think is going to take it is Elvis. Who I want is the Batman. Jeff, your turn.
This is for sound. All right. So for sound, I think this is going to be the Top Gun win. I think this is going to be the big
airplanes go zoom zoom.
I think it won in the sound guilds. So this is the sound editing. The thing is though, it's both the sound award, it's both a combination of sound mixing and sound editing. It's the creation of the sounds themselves as well as how they're edited together. It's kind of funny because sound editing is the creation, sound mixing is the editing of them. Weird.
Yes.
Yeah, I'm just going with like, I guess like the music side of it, which is Elvis.
Sound design is but with Elvis they have stuff in the past to rely on. That's why I'm not sitting here praising Elvis for it. Well,
I don't.
Paige,
but Elvis could have a strong shot because Bohemian Rhapsody got it.
Fair. Paige, I do agree with you. I would love for the Batman to win, especially when people don't realize that a lot of best sound comes back to Foley artists, and Foley artists are arguably one of the most important, if not the most important job on a movie, because if they're not catching those sounds realistically,
punches, man.
Punches, stepping in water, or falling in water. Everything, like things rolling on the ground, the sound of, like, for example, Star Wars, the sound of BB-8 rolling on the sand, all that Foley. So I would love for the Batman win. However, I think this is one of those times Top Gun just takes it away. It makes the most sense. This it's by far and away the clear winner here. So Top Gun Maverick, that's my winner here.
I also could totally see in any of these technical categories, All Quiet on the Western Front to sneak in and get stuff if it's loved enough, because I think that Top Gun got the audiences, and I think that the nominations overall might be its award, is the recognition that it receives. This is where I think it might get it, but I can easily see All Quiet coming in. Next up, we got sound, guys. Or not sound, we got song.
Oh, I will gladly go for song. Jeff, lift off those nominations.
All right, so we got Applause from Tell It Like a Woman. Hold My Hand. It's by Diane. It's by Diane.
I heard she's been nominated a shit ton of times.
She has.
And never won.
Yep.
And then Hold My Hand from Top Gun. That's Lady Gaga and Blood Pop. We got Lift Me Up from Black Panther Wakanda Forever by Thames, Rihanna, Ryan Coogler, and Ludwig Göransson. Lyrics by Thames and Ryan Coogler. And then we have Natu Natu from RRR. Music by MM Keeravani. Lyrics by Chandra Bose. And we have This Is a Life from Everything
By Chandra, our friend?
No, Chandra Bose.
I'm joking.
And This Is a Life from Everything Everywhere All at Once. Music by Ryan Lott, David Byrne of the Talking Heads. And Mitski, lyrics by Ryan Lott and David Byrne. All right, Matt, do you want to jump in and go first?
Lift me up. Give Riri her Oscar, baby. Give Riri her Oscar. Look, Lady Gaga, yeah, get it. Anytime she puts out a song, especially for a movie, it's probably going to be nominated. Academy loves sucking on the Lady Gaga teat. However, it was okay. Lift Me Up is just certified great. Natu, I get everyone wants it for some RRR recognition. Not there with it personally. Sorry, Jeff. But
it's all right. I know you got bad takes.
Oh, piss off. This Is Life. It's fun. I enjoy This Is Life, but give Riri her Oscar. I think that is the winner, and that is who I want to win because I want to see Coogler get an Oscar too.
Well, Jeff, I think we both can agree on who we think should win and who we want to win, correct?
Yeah, I mean, well, hopefully, because my thinking will is Natu. Yeah.
Yes. No, that's exactly who I.
Good. Yeah. It is because the one that has cleaned up the most in the wins. Yeah. It is the one that has captured the hearts the most of film crowds in general. Mm-hmm. The film community. It is the one that is broken out. Like, sure, Riri has a new album coming out, so we got to make sure that we hype up this new song that is totally fine for this movie. But wait a minute. Remember when everyone was like so gung ho about Hold My Hand when that came out? Where are all those people now? I think it's actually really cleverly done. Yeah, I mean, it's Natu, and it's like
yeah.
It is, yes, Natu freed the people of oppression. This is a song that is sort of it is something that encapsulates, I think, everything about film viewing this year. If there is a best original song, it is this, and not just because it is a whole number, but that context does lend credence to choosing that. Natu.
Yeah. I mean, if anyone has internet has seen the theatrical experiences when people go to see this movie in theaters and everyone breaking out in song and dance when that song is on. This is meant to win it. It's the only nomination it received. So
thanks, India, for not submitting it.
Yeah, fucked up on that one. But yes, that is walking away, I think, with the gold.
Mm-hmm. All right. Original score.
Once again, what should win is not on here, but I digress. The nominees are All Quiet on the Western Front, Babylon, The Banshees of Inisherin, Everything Everywhere All at Once, and The Fabelmans.
I'm gonna stop you right there because what should win absolutely is on there, and that's Babylon. There hasn't
Fuck
been
that.
a musical score that I have actively tried to listen to over and over and over again in years. I'm telling you, maybe I've never listened to a music score from a film as much as I've listened to Babylon, and that's only the last couple months. Batman score, yeah, it's good. I'm so glad you love it. It's not Babylon's score.
I disagree because Babylon is the one score from Justin Hurwitz that I haven't gone back and listened to because I'm like,
this is the one that it's going to win. If Babylon is going to win anything, it's going to win.
And I believe it because the Batman isn't on there. But it's a fucking crime that the Batman's on there. That's all I'm saying.
Right, it's not on there because not enough people voted for it, bitch.
And it's a crime, bitch.
I didn't make the short list. It's just fucking bad.
That it missed the short list though. Look, here's the deal. It's actually a really good score. I'm just messing you with it a bit saying that. It's a great score. It should have been on there. It should have been on there. Like, I honestly would have taken out All Quiet on the Western Front because there's a weird like dubstep thing that happens throughout the score that just is kind of like, it's like the big thing I don't
AJ
like.
Completely different because it was on the list earlier in the process.
People just didn't vote on it.
Yeah.
It just
because the Batman was actually all original music. That is all original. It is not like Tar that relies on other
except for Nirvana.
Yes, besides Nirvana.
I love that song. I have it on my Spotify playlist. I also have a Nirvana tattoo, guys. So I know it's not Nirvana, but it's a Nirvana song. So, for me, well, Jeff, you said Babylon. You wanted to win and will win.
Yes.
Yeah,
I think Babylon will win. I just didn't still.
I'm going Babylon should win and will win.
Yeah. Cool.
Recency bias, Paige. Recency bias.
Look at this. I got so aggressive about something that we all actually agreed on anyway.
I know. What? All right, guys. I'll go with best animated short films. This will be fun because
none of us, except for Jeff, is probably watched.
I haven't watched any of the shorts.
I'm going to give them off, and I will say one of them is on Hulu, and I do need to watch it. So I'll name them off, and the nominees are for best animated short film is The Boy.
Here. No, because he's already won some stuff. He doesn't need a Lifetime Award separate from that for just another score at this point.
Yeah.
Anyways, sorry, keep going.
All right. The Boy, The Mole, The Fox, and the Horse. All right. The Flying Sailor, Ice Merchants, My Year of Dicks, and Ostrich told me the world is fake, and I think I believe it. So My Year of Dicks is on Hulu, and Hulu might actually have a couple of them, of the shorts on there. If anyone's interested in watching them, I need to watch them, and I definitely want to check out My Year of Dicks. So just because of the title, that's who I.
Yeah, I was about to say that's who I want to win because of the title, My Year of Dicks. That's
I want it to be that as well, but not only that, it's also while I haven't watched it yet. The person, at least one of the co-makers of it, Sarah Gunnisdarter, she also did the animated sequences for Diary of a Teenage Girl.
Oh, yeah, she did do it, yeah.
Yeah, that's, if you don't know who that is Marielle Heller's debut film. Marielle Heller went on to make, oh my God, I'm blanking out on the name right now, A Beautiful Day in the Neighborhood, as well as Can You Ever Forgive Me? Yeah. So that is who I want to win as well, because can you imagine they open the envelope, My Year of Dicks.
Like, that's what I want to hear.
Imagine them yelling, and Oscar told me the world is fake, and I think I believe it.
Yeah.
But
I just want someone to throw a dildo onto the stage. That's all I want.
I think it's going to be The Boy, the Mole, the Fox, and the Horse, though. I think it's just something that seems to be widely liked. From what I can tell, it's easily accessible on Apple TV. I was going to say it's widely liked from his book and stuff. So that's who I think will win. I want it to be My Year of Dicks. Come on, guys. What a title.
Yeah, they also, The Boy, the Mole, the Fox, the Horse also has like an actual like voice cast. Like they have Gabriel Byrne, Idris Elba, and Tom Holland. But come on, My Year of Dicks, man. I just want to hear that be said on the fucking big stage. So
remember that time that Mr. Oh my God, I forgot the name. That Mike Leigh movie was nominated for best best cinematography, and it went to Dick Pope, and they accidentally read it off as, or the nomination, they read it off as Dick Poop. I just want to hear more weird stuff be said.
Yes, I'm down for it. All right, guys. So do you guys want to go to best live action short film?
Yeah, those movies
I
are.
know nothing. That's
I
don't know anything.
I see Alfonso Cuarón's name.
An Irish Goodbye, Ivalu, Le Pupil, Night Ride, and The Red Suitcase. Le Pupil is the one that is one of the people that would win the Oscar for that is Alfonso Cuarón. I think it's going to go to that one, and I wanted to go to that one because I don't know anything about these. So they see Cuarón on something, and for those that don't end up voting correctly or don't follow, they're going to vote for Cuarón because they see his name because he's a guy that they've awarded a handful of Oscars to already.
Exactly. Everyone's going to put that number one on their ballot. And for those that don't know, I'm pretty sure when it comes to the Oscar ballots, you're ranking your nominees. You're not just saying
it's a 1 to 5, or in the Best Pictures case, 1 to 10.
Yeah, exactly. You're ranking how you want what you see in this. It's not just like, all right, I want that one to win. No, you have to give each nominee.
It's like MVP voting in sports. Here are your options. Here's a first place vote, a second place vote, and a third place vote.
Dan Merle actually he did a primer on how Oscar vote nominations and voting works that he put on his YouTube channel. You should check it out. It actually is a pretty solid breakdown of how like the ranked choice voting even works in one large section of it. So check that out when you get a chance. But what are we all just saying that Alfonso Cuarón? Because we
I mean, if I was a voter, I would just be like, don't know what any of these are, but I see Alfonso.
Documentary short subject. We got Elephant Whisperers, Haul Out, How Do You Measure a Year, The Martha Mitchell Effect, Stranger at the Gate. I don't know anything about any of these.
Neither do I.
Now that's a problem. I think that so many of us don't know enough about like the short film subject. It sucks that we focus so much on,
but they're also not easily
they're not easily accessible. They get put in like some theaters for one weekend, and then maybe they're all available on various streaming services, but it's never really publicized. With that, I'm just going to go with Want and Will for the Elephant Whisperers. I don't know. I think it sounds like a title that might actually connect, but some of these do have like the most like dramatic or hardest one that ends up winning.
I'll go with How Do You Measure a Year because it makes me think of How Do You Measure a Year in the Life. So yeah, that's my Want and Will because I like that title. Paige.
I'm just gonna go with the Elephant Whisperers because elephants are cool, and this one you probably don't see anyone getting shit on. So
you don't know that.
Are we sure about that?
No, actually.
Are we sure about
guys,
that?
Let's move on to documentary features since it seems like we know what we want and will for the ones that we have know nothing about. With documentary feature, I'll just read them off. We got All That Breathes, All the Beauty and the Bloodshed, Fire of Love, A House Made of Splinters, and Navalny. Who wants to go first here?
I'll go first. This one is actually pretty fucking hard. This is like a really hard one. I want Fire of Love. I think Fire of Love is going to take it, and I want it to win. They're also currently working on making this like an adapted, like actual film. So I'm going with Fire of Love. So that's what I think should win and will win. This is a hard category. These are like the
I've only seen Fire of Love from this.
Would you say
the first? I've only seen Fire of Love from this list. However, from the things that I'm seeing winning, it seems as though it's down to All the Beauty and the Bloodshed and Navalny. And what I want to win based on everything that I hear about it is All the Beauty and the Bloodshed. I just keep meaning to get to it, and I just didn't get a chance to get to it. However, I think that with the way the world is, sometimes documentary ends up kind of reflecting things going on in the real world if they can, which is why I think the Oscars are going to go for Navalny.
Okay. Yeah, this is a really good category, actually, not gonna lie.
I'm not gonna lie, I'm gonna recuse myself from this because I don't know shit. I haven't gotten to watch the documentaries.
You recused yourself from the short films, dick.
Well, that's because we were all recusing ourselves from them. But like you guys at least know about this, so that's why I'm just recusing myself.
Yeah.
All right. What do we got now? International film.
All right,
We got
I'll name
all-
this one
yeah,
off.
you
Actually,
list
no.
them.
Yeah, I can read these. Okay. So best international feature film. So the nominees are All Quiet on the Western Front, Germany, Argentina, 1985, Argentina. I'm sorry, I'm saying what country they're from.
No, I know. I just thought it was funny.
Okay. Close, Belgium. How do you pronounce this one? Is this EO? I'm saying, make sure I'm saying it right. EO is Poland, and The Quiet Girl, which is from Ireland. I think this one is a no fucking brainer that All Quiet on the Western Front is running away with this. Like,
Yeah, it's
I agree.
it's the only one nominated for actual best picture. Also, we know who's winning this.
That's
Yeah.
normally what happens.
Yep.
It's definitely going to be All Quiet. I have seen it. I think that All Quiet on the Western Front is one of the best films of the year. It is just an astounding war film, and I really wish that I got to see that in a theater because I watched it on my laptop,
ooh.
and it's a grueling film with just it's incredible from top to bottom. And I like the director before because he directed the 5-episode limited series for Showtime, Patrick Melrose, starring what I think is the best performance that Benedict Cumberbatch has given. And then he made this. So, yeah, I think this is it. EO has a lot of sentiment, but it just hasn't built the same way All Quiet has.
Sure.
Yeah.
Anime
All right.
feature, yes.
Yeah.
Also
All-
Quiet, but yeah, All Quiet's got this one in the bag.
Yeah.
All right. So, best animated feature: Guillermo del Toro's Pinocchio, Marcel the Shell with Shoes On, Puss in Boots: The Last Wish, The Sea Beast, Turning Red.
I just want to say I love that all 5 nominees are really solid to incredible films. Like they're all good choices in their own
Yeah.
way.
I completely agree on that, and I'll go first with this because I'll still say this. Like it wasn't in my top 10, but it made my top 15 of last year. Is my little buddy right here who
Yeah.
I want to win is
Ours is
Marcel.
downstairs. Mine is the one I gave Pauline is downstairs.
I want Marcel, the show with
Mhm.
shoes on, to win, who obviously is going to win. I'm sorry, little fella.
Pinocchio.
Is Pinocchio. And
Yeah.
you know what?
So-
Righteously so. It deserves it. I mean, it is remarkable. That stop motion is insane. But then again, it's like, how many times can you tell the same story over and over again?
Have you seen it?
Pinocchio, yeah.
Yeah. I don't think that I think that they did an incredible job not necessarily telling the
Oh
same
no,
story.
I completely agree with it. They
I
definitely
interrupted you. That's why, yeah.
So-
You didn't
they
finish your thought.
definitely did do something a little bit more different, but at the same time, I'm like, how many times have I seen this fucking story been told?
So yeah,
How many times have I seen a talking shell? Not that many
So,
times. Just
to,
saying.
to be fair, I was a part of the Little Marcel Club, but I didn't know it. They sent us a free one with the A24 box, and we donated it to the Cleveland Film Commission. Which, by the way, for those of you who don't know, you can actually look up the Cleveland Film Commission. They do a raffle each year. My dad donates a lot of the stuff that they are raffling off as a way to raise money for them. So I will actually put that link in the chat, and I'll put it in the description. So if you want to try to win some cool studio merch for a lot of the nominated films, go ahead, look at the options, buy tickets, and try to win some cool merch. So
That's really
Damn
nice
it.
that your father does that. Also,
Yeah.
fuck you because you should just send them to me. You know I'm a huge A24 shill.
it's his stuff. I'm not gonna do that, and it's for a good cause.
Do you think he wants that picture of Palm?
I gotta
Mustang?
say, I'm really not happy
Give
that
that shit to
your
me.
whole thing turned into a hey, there's an auction for this charity stuff because I pushed that yawn out so hard because you just started talking about something Cleveland related.
Yeah, I know. I was just like, he's gonna regret this.
But anyways, I'm the same as Paige here. I want it to be Marcel because I think Marcel is my number 3 movie of the year. I absolutely fucking adore it. I love it to pieces. Marcel is just like, what? Do you know why you should smile? Because it's worth it.
Exactly.
It
Who
is
knew a little tiny
wonderful.
shell can make you smile from ear to ear, but also shed a tear?
It is
Like,
this year's Paddington 2.
I still need to see Paddington, but yep.
And
We need to,
but
get
it
going.
will be Guillermo del Toro's Pinocchio, which I think is an astounding feat, an astounding technical feat. The way it was made, it's an incredible motion picture. My only issue with the film was that I actually don't think that the songs were as memorable as maybe they could have been to help. Which I think was evident in the fact that it wasn't nominated to Ciao Papa like a lot of people thought it would be, because I don't think that the songs were necessarily, the strongest element. They were fine. But yes, Jonathan Peck, Puss in Boots, The Last Wish is ridiculously good. It has no right being as good as it does. I think nostalgia clouds our eyes a lot to the Shrek franchise of what we liked and disliked. I'd say arguably one can make a case, and I might actually be in their corner, that Puss in Boots: The Last Wish is the best of that whole series. Yes, that includes beating out Shrek 2.
By the way, didn't Shrek was like the first?
Shrek was the first, yeah. Shrek was the first one, yeah.
Like that.
And then it couldn't win in 2004 for Shrek 2 because Shrek 2 is up against The Incredibles. But also Turning Red. Turning Red is so well made. It is so funny. And it is so gorgeously animated and so inventive in what it's trying to do, and its themes of growing up and puberty and all this stuff, and living within your culture while trying to make your own path. It is so smart and so well done, and they're all so good. The Sea Beast is just a rock solid adventure movie. The Sea Beast is technically, one could argue, like. It's sort of like it's a kid version of Master and Commander meets How to Train Your Dragon.
Interesting. But we all agree it's Pinocchio. That's just it. This year is a great category. I still need to watch Puss in Boots 2. I've heard it's incredible. I will definitely get around to it at some point.
Yeah. It has one of the best animated villains in a long time too. Yeah.
But yeah, I also just love Marcel, man.
Adapted screenplay, which should have had Marcel in there, but didn't.
I agree, dude. Also, never mind. This is original. I would have said something else. I'll read them off, guys, because the nominees for Best Adapted Screenplay
We're in the Big Eight. We're in the Big Eight now, guys.
Ooh. All right, guys. All Quiet on the Western Front, Glass Onion, A Knives Out Mystery, Living, Top Gun Maverick, and Woman Talking.
Real quick, fuck the Academy for putting sequels in adapted screenplay. That's all I gotta say to that.
No, absolutely, because I want it to be Glass Onion because I love that fucking script, but it is, because of its sequel status, adapted. I think it's dumb. If it was an original, I wouldn't want it to win because of what I do want to win original. But here, it's what I want to win. I know it will not win, but that script is so fucking tight. It's so funny. It's so smart. I
have the complete opposite effect of that. I actually like Knives Out way better than Glass Onion. I think the script is sharper and Knives Out as well, but that's just me. So do you both want Glass Onion to win?
Yeah, in this case, yes.
Want.
Okay.
We
and
both
so
want it to win.
Who I want to win is All Quiet on the Western Front. Who I think will win, All Quiet on the Western Front. I do not think, I'm baffled that Top Gun Maverick got in there because I don't think that script is that sharp.
I'm very interested. I was surprised by it too. It does show a lot of strength with the various awards groups for its support. However, I saw a lot of actual film industry people that I follow, film pundits and whatnot. There are a lot of things that have been written about exactly how good the screenplay really is. I think that, if it was such a good screenplay, I would care more about Jennifer Connelly in it. But other than that, I think it's a really solid screenplay overall.
The one thing,
but let's just say what we want. I want to just say what I want to say about it. They now made screenwriter Aaron Kruger an Oscar nominee Aaron Kruger, guys. I just need to throw this out here because I
Yep,
need to complain for
exactly.
a moment. All right, Aaron Kruger. This is the man who wrote Transformers: Revenge of the Fallen, Dark of the Moon, Age of Extinction. He wrote Ghost in the Shell, The New Dumbo. He wrote The Brothers Grimm, Rings, or he wrote The Ring 2. He wrote, by the way, he's the one that they tore Kevin Williamson away from for Scream. He's the one that wrote Scream 3, and then he's the one that tampered with Scream 4's
The worst
script.
Scream movie.
Do you say Scream
yeah.
4 is the worst?
No,
No,
three.
Scream 3.
We already got
No,
into
he
this
just
earlier,
reacted slow.
so-
He just reacted slowly. It's okay.
Okay.
Give him some time. He'll get to us.
All right, I'm
he
getting stuff set up.
This is like Aaron Kruger. Like when I think of how incredible Chernobyl and The Last of Us are on HBO with Craig Mazin, the man who wrote such incredible hits as The Hangover Part 3, wrote and directed superhero movie. He wrote, I think, Identity Thief, and he's a terrible, terrible movie screenwriter from those things, at least those credits. Yes, it's true. Anyone's credits can suddenly shift on a dime and suddenly they make masterpieces.
I also heard
Aaron Kruger co-wrote this with fucking Christopher McQuarrie.
I was
Okay,
gonna
this
say-
is McQuarrie's nomination.
Thank you. This is McQuarrie's, because what I have heard from other pundits was that literally once they casted everyone, Christopher McQuarrie went in and was just like, all right, let's see how we can tailor the script to each of these characters, these actors that are playing these characters. So yes, I'm saying that it's Christopher McQuarrie's nomination, not his.
Yeah, however, this script should have been stronger because they had Manny Jacinto in there, and if you're saying they tailored it for the actors, they had Manny Jacinto, and he just stood in the background, didn't even say a line. They had Jason Mendoza from The Good Place on their cast and didn't use him for fucking anything. How dare they? It's going to be women talking. Women talking.
It is probably going to be women talking.
I need to see it, but
it's so good. It's so good.
It's really good. I think that it's only nominated 2 spots. Paige, we talked about it briefly before Matt came on. This is the one where the groundswell of support, I think, is really pushing for. That I think this is where they're really going to give it to Sarah Polley, because people just loved other things more, but collectively, yes, women talking is absolutely deserving of all these different acting awards that it just wasn't getting. People just weren't getting it, and it's incredible, some of the stuff. I don't think it's the best movie of the year. In fact, it's like my number 25 or 26 of the year. I got tons in front of it. But I think it's it exceeds in its screenwriting department. I do think that if there would be a dark horse winner there, it will be All Quiet on the Western Front.
Okay.
But I think this is
I think it's between those two. I think it's between Women Talking and All Quiet. I think
it might be All Quiet, but I'd love if it was Women Talking. As someone who left Women Talking, I had like 4 movies that day. I had they were all like sad ass movies. I had the Jim Parsons movie. Spoiler alert! Then I had to see Women Talking, and then there was a movie later. Oh, and then at night there was White Noise. I had 3 movies that day, almost 4.
That's really cool.
I skipped out on.
You got to see them as a critic. You get to see early screenings as a critic.
That's not the point of this, Jeff. point is that was a day of nothing but just dramatic, sad movies, and Women Talking is the one that just totally freaking stuck with me.
Well, you want to know what mine was when I saw? So this is just a quick little tangent. Women Talking was also at New York Film Festival. I didn't get to see it because I left that day that it was premiering for the critics.
Women are talking.
Women are talking. Yes, I am from Boston, but I'm not that dumb. Literally, I saw Triangle of Sadness, and then right after Triangle of Sadness, and that's a crazy ride, I saw Bones and All. I was like, wow, what a way to end a fucking night.
That's a weird double feature.
Yeah,
that's a weird double feature.
It was literally After Sun, Triangle of Sadness, and then Bones and All.
Yeah,
I was like, this is a weird ass day. Like, I need to go get.
I I had a weird double feature at the Philly Film Festival, if we're just saying this. Mine was Decision to Leave and The Whale.
Oh yeah, that's weird. Yeah.
Yeah, that's a weird one. But by the way, yeah, McQuarrie is an Oscar winner for The Usual Suspects, and so yeah,
I did not know that.
He's great. But it's going to be women talking. I think that's what's going to happen. Even though I want it to be Glass Onion. By the way, shout out to Living. Living is really good.
I heard it is. I just
its biggest crime is that it's not Ikiru, which is one of the great films from Akira Kurosawa.
Yeah.
It's just, but Living is still really good.
Yeah, I definitely need to get around to that. All right, I'll get since I think I did adapted screenplay, I'll do Best Original as well. So our nominees for Best Original Screenplay are The Banshees of Inisherin, Everything Everywhere All at Once, The Fabelmans, Tar, and Triangle of Sadness. I will take. You want to start it? Go for it.
So here's what I want to win. It's The Fabelmans. I absolutely adore this film. It's right here. It is still my. I did love Everything Everywhere All at Once. The Fabelmans is still my number one of the year. It's a love letter to filmmaking. It's a love letter to Spielberg's mother. I get that it's not the Spielberg. It's still essentially a memoir. It's an autobiographical film about him. You change the names. We all know what it's about. It's not easy to go back and look at some of those traumatic moments of your life and how they formed you. And he does a beautiful and spectacular job of telling that. So what I want to win is The Fabelmans. It's probably going to be Everything Everywhere All at Once, but I wouldn't be shocked if it's The Banshees of Inisherin as a consolation prize.
I have their consolation prize somewhere else on my list, but I think Everything Everywhere All at Once has hit and won against Banshees wherever they're together in all the major screenwriter writing pair-ups. And so I think that's going to translate over ultimately into it will win the Oscar. I also believe that this could be where Martin McDonagh finally makes his mark because he's been nominated for 3 original screenplay Oscars out of his 4 movies he's made, for In Bruges and also for 3 Billboards. The only one he wasn't nominated for was 7 Psychopaths, which, by the way, you guys should check out. It's a lot of fun.
I agree. I love that movie.
Yeah. I want it to be Everything Everywhere All at Once because, of course, as my favorite movie of the year, my favorite film of the decade, so of this young decade so far, I think that the screenplay is the exact sort of one. I've seen pages of it too, and just the way it's written is something that's so interesting and unique, and it works, and you feel the film in the script the way that I don't think that you feel with some of these other ones. Banshees of Inisherin works as well as it does because it's dialogue-heavy drama. Yes, but I think that also means that it's reliant on the cast. I think Banshees is ultimately a film that's beloved that isn't going to make a lot, that isn't going to win a ton here. So yeah, everything for both Will and what?
All right, this one is actually really hard for me. All right, because I think Banshees of Inisherin is a writer's film. I don't think it's a director's film. I think it's a writer's film. I think
I agree.
It all comes from, if you look at it, the 4 main characters are all nominated for supporting and best actor. So for me, to me, this is a writer's movie. But also when you're going, the title of the category is Best Original Screenplay. We've never seen it. We've never had a movie like Everything Everywhere All at Once. That is the most original you get for a screenplay. But for me personally, when it comes to dialogue, conversations, who I want to win, not gonna lie, is I kind of want the Banshees of Inisherin to win. Who I think will win is Everything Everywhere All at Once. I'd be happy.
I get Banshees. I love Banshees of Inisherin. It's just Everything Everywhere All at Once is just this thing that's sort of like this trump card on everything when I look at it.
No, I agree. All right, guys. So shall we go to now? We're
supporting
down
actress.
the final 6.
Supporting actress. All right. So we have Angela Bassett for Black Panther: Wakanda Forever, Hong Chow for The Whale, Carrie Condon, The Banshees of Inisherin, Jamie Lee Curtis, and Stephanie Sue for Everything Everywhere All at Once. Matt, you want to start?
This one became so goddamn muddled as of recently.
Mm-hmm.
Because if I remember correctly, Carrie Condon won the BAFTA, didn't she?
Carrie Condon won the BAFTA, and Jamie Lee Curtis.
Jamie
won
Lee
the
Curtis
SAG.
won the SAG. I knew Jamie Lee won the SAG.
And Jamie Lee won in Independent Spirit Award as well.
Yeah, which Spirit Awards don't factor as much into this.
No, but I'm just saying in
Can you
terms
pull
of
up
publicizing
AJ's
everything.
comment real
Yes.
quick? Thank you.
The notice I saw someone tweet this out, and it's kind of true.
Yeah.
After Ariana DeBose made that rap, Angela Bassett stopped winning things.
Yeah.
That,
Anyways, it's muddled to me right now because Angela Bassett losing the BAFTA kind of a surprise. Granted, Carrie Condon was who I would want to win if it wasn't.
see, I
Angela
don't think
Bassett.
it's a surprise. It's the BAFTAs. The British people, I
They
understand.
love
Yes,
the British
yes.
stuff. Yeah,
They're
Yeah,
gonna
I know.
vote for British
the
European
BAFTAs
stuff.
haven't crossed over well at all with anything else.
Yeah.
I still think even though Jamie Lee won the SAG, I still think Bassett pulls it off. But this just became the most what everybody thought was a lock is now the furthest thing from a lock. So,
Exactly.
Yeah, this is one of the harder categories. This is probably one of the hardest categories to determine who will actually win it. So who do you think Angela Bassett's going to win? Who do you want to win?
Both. She's my answer for both. I
She
think
think he says want and will.
Okay.
want
And how
more.
about you? I'll go. Fuck it. Sorry, Jeff.
I mean, yeah.
Personally, guys, I don't think we didn't say it, but yeah.
Yeah.
But also, not gonna lie, I think Angela Bassett gave a phenomenal performance in Wakanda Forever. I don't think the Oscars are going to give her an award for a Marvel film. That could be biased, but
If
personally,
it weren't for the fact if it were any other film besides this one, I'd agree with you. The fact that Coogler's films have a history of getting nominated, period.
that's true.
That it's a different situation.
Want to win and who I think will win. Oh, what were you gonna say?
No. You finish because then I was going to just start my thing. And I realized there was a pause. You still need to finish your thing.
I want Carrie Condon, will and want. I think a great thing about a supporting character is that they have their own personal arc in the film, and Carrie Condon's character and the way she's able to carry herself against like powerhouses in this film is remarkable, and I think she has one of the brighter character arcs in the film compared to the other character arcs within the film. So I loved her.
Normally, the darker character arcs win, though. The sadder character arcs.
100% true. But
so let's just throw it out there.
I like Carrie Condon, will and want.
All right. So this is where I think Banshees is getting their consolation prize. I think Bassett has lost the heat. I also think that while it was a very good performance, there are better ones out there this year. I think that if Coogler's films have a history of being nominated, they have just as much a history of not winning in acting awards.
Totally fair.
And I think that it's a performance that if it's so reliant on the grief of Chadwick Boseman, let's all remember what we cited earlier about the last time when we revolve around things with Chadwick Boseman's death and how that played out at the Oscars. Maybe people feel bad and they want to kind of like,
make up for it.
The recap, make up for it. I don't see that necessarily happening. I mean, it could happen. There's still a good chance.
The fact that the fact that Angela Bassett won everything up until these last couple is why I think there's still a major chance. But
yeah,
Carrie Condon out of Lee, Curtis, and Condon, I'm leaning towards Condon if someone's going to win.
Yeah, and I think it's very cool that Jamie Lee Curtis was nominated. I don't think that she should win
I don't think she should have been nominated.
I like I said, I think it's cool she was nominated. I actually wouldn't have nominated her.
Exactly.
I would have, in her place, I probably would have put Donnie DeLeon from Triangle of Sadness.
Yes.
No, in her place, I would have put Michelle Williams, and then I would have put Viola Davis in lead actress.
You know what? Yeah, I would have put Michelle Williams in. I would have put Jamie. I would have replaced Jamie Lee Curtis with Michelle Williams. I would have replaced Hung Chow with Donnie DeLeon. And then in Best Actress, I would have put Danielle Deadwyler over Viola Davis personally.
That one's a tough one for me.
That's a whole one. There are three different names.
That's a total toss.
We'll talk about that another time. Park Ji-min supremacy.
Yes.
I think Stephanie Sue is who I want to win. Not I think.
Okay.
In my heart, Stephanie Sue. Look, Everything Everywhere All at Once is a lot of things, and everyone's rightfully focusing on everyone else, of course, that keep winning. But like Stephanie Sue is, in a way, like the heart of this movie.
Yeah, it's a father. It's a mother. It's a mother-daughter film.
And the thing is, though, you can only say that so much. Of like, yeah, well, she's the heart of this movie, so she should win. It has the same amount of like pull and a statement to me as well, this movie didn't get this person didn't get nominated for an Oscar. What, I think that movie just directed itself. I don't know. Look at all these other great movies that didn't get Best Director nomination. What a stupid fucking comment. But I love Stephanie Sue's performance and the fact that she has to do so much, and she is just so up to the challenge with it. I think it's so cool. I love her performance. However, I think this is where Kerry Condon is going to come in, and I think that the groundswell support might be going her way.
I agree. All right, guys. Matt, keep it for Best Actor.
Best Supporting Actor.
Yeah, go for it.
Oh, sorry.
No, go for it.
And I will say this is actually my favorite category of this, because it's this is the powerhouse category, but we know who's winning it, and that's just the end of the day. But the nominees are Brendan Gleeson, Brian Tyree Henry, Judd Hirsch, Barry Keoghan, and Ke-Huy Quan.
Let's take a moment to just talk about how good Brendan Gleeson, Brian Tyree Henry, Judd Hirsch, and Barry Keoghan are.
Yes, let's do that.
The fact that Judd Hirsch is able to capture you in 5 minutes of screen time. 5 minutes of screen time. That's all he has. And he got I left the Fabelmans, co-founder Nick Mulbach. We're watching Fabelmans, and I left that. I'm like, Judd Hirsch is gonna get nominated. He's like, really? I'm like, dude, people have been nominated with so little screen time before, it would not shock me if he got nominated. Yeah. And I was vindicated when he got nominated. That part where he's talking about family, art, it'll tear you into, just beautiful. I love it. It is one of my favorite moments in film last year. Yeah. But we all know who's winning this, and I'll say this. Jeff and I talked about Banshees in our review for it on this channel. Barry, and that's one of the things we talk about. Barry's so good in this.
Barry's my number 2 here.
Yes.
But come on.
But yeah. Brendan Gleeson is one I felt actually is a co-lead that
I agree with that as well. This is a bit of
Best Actor. Yeah. So it's just like
actually no. I disagree. He is a supporting character. He seems like he's the second lead.
Yes,
but it is the
I would say you could argue
the driving force is Colin Farrell, which is why it makes sense that Gleeson also goes in supporting. I retract.
I could say you could argue either way. I was about to say.
I would say it's not.
You could argue both, because I see that argument, but I challenge you with Gleason's actions are what caused that. So that is the driving force. So
I think reactions are the driving force.
Well, no, because if he doesn't,
I'm just interrupting you. We should just keep going instead.
He has the inciting incident. That's all I'm saying. He has the inciting incident. So Colin Farrell's got the reactions here.
Jesus.
Anyway, about supporting actor.
But
Brian Tyree Henry is amazing in Causeway. A small little film. I'm so glad it got nominated in the recognition. That man
Yes.
is amazing. He went from Paperboy to fucking getting nominated for a fucking Oscar. And he is amazing in that film.
that's don't disrespect Paperboy like that.
Oh no, I'm not mad. I'm just saying he went from Paperboy, which is a great role, to getting like nominated. Like kudos to him, man. Like
Paperboy is a good dude. He brought Socks into their team. Socks got to hang out with him for a few episodes there, and I just think Paperboy's cool, and I think it's really cool that he got to be an Oscar nominated.
All about that
Paperboy. I think that it's really cool that such a restrained performance got a nomination. That happens so rarely, I think. Judd Hirsch, you waxed poetic about him already. Brendan Gleeson, he's just so good. He's just a really strong performance there. Barry Keoghan is just on another level with his thing. But, I mean, how exhausting do you think it is?
Scene with Carrie Condon. It was like,
you ever think you could fall in love with a boy like me?
That was like a heartbreaking moment. Watch that.
And that's the last moment you get with him too.
Yeah.
How tired do you think Ke Quan is?
He's loving every second of it, and that's why that's why it's been so amazing to watch this journey that he's been on since the award season started, because I feel like he still is like so like honored and excited that he's
overwhelmed.
He has to be.
Can I say, whoever thought the kid who said, "You call him Dr. Jones, lady," would end up winning an Academy Award?
Probably not him. I bet you he didn't think that because the industry shunned him.
Yeah,
did you hear the story? He's able to continue to share these feelings and stories throughout this whole season. Win but like not just that, but like he was able to. He very recently told Variety in an interview, he filmed Everything Everywhere All at Once. And they finished filming like right before the pandemic hit. And so he was good for a while for SAG, but because then after he filmed it, no one saw it. No one knew what he was like in it. And he wasn't getting references. No one was hiring him afterwards. Suddenly it was exactly the same as what was going on earlier in his career. And, that's depressing. That's terrible to feel that way. But even worse than before, he wasn't getting hired and he wasn't being like called back enough to the point that he didn't even hit the minimum requirements for SAG to cover his health. His health insurance. SAG dropped his health insurance during the pandemic because no one was hiring him. Now look at him.
This motherfucker about to win his first Oscar. So we all know who we want and who will. Yes, we do need that. But guess what? Ke Quan running away with that award. That's one of the other locks that it's like guaranteed, unless something crazy happens. But guys, we're down to our final four now.
The big four.
And I'll take it away.
Take it away.
Yeah. All right. So our nominees for Best Actress for an Oscar are Cate Blanchett for Tar, Ana de Armas for Blonde, Andrea Riseborough for To Leslie, Michelle Williams for The Fabelmans, and Michelle Yeoh for Everything Everywhere All at Once.
Paige, wax your poetic about Andrea Riseborough because we know you want to, but this is another lock category at this point.
No, it's not.
See, I do not think that.
No, it's not.
I'm not gonna lie. I think it's between three people. I think it is between Cate Blanchett, Andrea Riseborough, and Michelle.
I don't think she has a shot in
Andrea Riseborough's nomination is the award. She's not winning.
Yes, she's not.
I don't know.
She hasn't gotten anything so far.
Cate Blanchett is giving her all the praise that I think that is going to take awards. Voting numbers away from Cate Blanchett and give them to Andrea Riseborough. But I think that's going to help Michelle Yeoh. So that is who I want to win is Michelle Yeoh. Who I think will win, yes, is Cate Blanchett because
I think it's the exact opposite for me. I started watching Tar. I really dug her performance. I liked it more than Michelle Yeoh. Michelle Yeoh gives a great performance. However, Cate Blanchett's resonated with me a little bit more. I just think all the momentum is behind Michelle Yeoh at this point in time. So,
all right, interesting.
All right,
but yeah,
so
I think
what are your wants and wills right now? Because you guys went back and forth. I just want to hear.
okay, yeah. So my want is Michelle Yeoh, who I think is going to win, is Kate Blanchett. But I do think Kate Blanchett's backing up Andrea Riseborough so much that I think that may affect her chances on winning, and that may boost Michelle Yeoh up to win.
I think she's backing Riseborough so much so that
she backed her to get the nomination. She's not backing her now that she's nominated. Yeah. She was part of that. If you paid attention or listened to the whole Riseborough, not a scandal, but that whole everything going on with that. It was just people being asked to watch the movie and if they like it, talk about it, to push to get a nomination. It's a whole thing. Once again, I'll cite it. Dan Merle did an incredible job breaking down everything going on with the Andrea Riseborough Oscar nomination and the potential fallout that comes from that stuff. I think that Andrea Riseborough was good. I watched that movie 2 months ago.
I have it in my fucking film.
I don't remember. I barely remember anything about that movie. I think that they were like, "Oh, she is a working actress. That's always good." So it was people trying to push. It was good. She was fine. The movie was fine. Tar, I think, is a masterpiece. I think that Robert, you're out of your fucking mind that you can't even finish it. I think it has the single funniest punchline in a film all year. Building all the way, the very final shot of the movie.
Don't say anything. I haven't finished it yet.
I'm not saying it. I'm saying that the last shot of the movie is the funniest movie of the year. Remember, before people saw The Fabelmans, people were like, "Oh yeah, the final shot is one of the greatest final shots in a movie ever." By the way, yeah, that final shot, it's very cute, but yes, it's a great shot. I gotta say that Kate Blanchett is absolutely fucking incredible in Tar.
Yep.
And this was her year. Yeah. This was her year. And I've just said was multiple times. I didn't say is. I said was. Because it looked like it was going. Yes, Tar is legitimately a comedy. It's very funny. It's a very dry, sick kind of sense of humor. But this is, I think, Michelle Yeoh is finally going to get the recognition that she deserves. In a way that she hasn't yet, and that's with the Oscar, which is everything kind of combined. It's been pretty evenly split between Blanchett and Yeoh winning in all these different stuff until in a couple of these bigger awards. Because look, yes, BAFTA, we said kind of racist. Of course, Kate won there against Everything Ever All at Once because they only won Best Editing there at the BAFTAs. But the Screen Actors Guild, the big awards branch of people that vote. They voted decisively for Michelle Yeoh over Kate Blanchett. Independent Spirit Awards, yes, not the same, but she beat, once again, Michelle Yeoh beat Kate Blanchett.
And that's a stacked category with it's male and female in that too.
And Michelle Yeoh won over everyone. These are all just
Michelle
indicators.
Yeoh. I voted for Mia Goth, though, in that category because that chica should have been nominated.
Yeah, she should have been. A lot of people should have been. So I think that Michelle Williams, should have been in supporting. Ana de Armas just shouldn't have even been nominated. Blonde is one of the sickest pieces of shit that's come out this year. I think it's disgusting. I think it's
Talking Fetus.
Actively
How did that get nominated?
It's actively gross to think about. It's a terrible, mean-spirited production that hates its subject.
Daniel Deadwyler should have been in there, and Mia Goth should have been in there.
Daniel Deadwyler, and look, it should have been Daniel. Honestly, I actually would have put Daniel Deadwyler. I have 4 people I would have put in there and only 3 spots I'd swap out. Because between Ana de Armas, Andrea Riseborough, and Michelle Williams, remove those, and it's between Daniel Deadwyler, Viola Davis, Mia Goth, and then Park Ji Min from Return to Seoul. One of, I think, the great first performances by an actor. If you haven't seen Return to Seoul, please check it out. Park Ji Min literally had never acted in a fucking thing before, and it is like I think it is one of the great film debuts. But to me, I think this is the moment. This is one of those things where it is the moment, and the moment for Chadwick didn't turn out so well, did it? But Michelle Yeoh has all of this backing that's building and building and building, And also the thing about Everything Everywhere All at Once, the movie is her. It is an ode to her.
Yeah.
And sure, you could say, I think that it's very easy to see Cate Blanchett winning, but I think the tides have turned decisively in Michelle's favor.
No, and I
won't
Michelle
be surprised.
I
want Michelle. I think Michelle will.
I think
But
Michelle will.
Cate
I want
Blanchett-
Kate.
I think Kate is easily deserving, but Kate has multiple Oscars already. Michelle hasn't
Yes,
been
AJ.
nominated before.
Yes,
And
AJ.
think about the SAG, and you have to think about the SAG speech. I think might have helped a little bit in the midst of Oscar voting.
Yeah.
In the midst of Oscar voting, Michelle won all of these big things in the midst of Oscar voting that show like the decisive swell.
And so did Chadwick.
I'm not necessarily the same there. What I'm saying here is that happens, and then we have James Hong accept the actor award from the Screen Actors Guild for ensemble for a cast. And he talked about where Asian actors were and look at them now. And we have Michelle saying, thank you for bringing me here, for the people that look like me. Thank you for bringing me here to have a seat at the table. Because there hasn't been a woman of color to win Best Actress since Halle Berry. And before that, there had never been. So I think this is it. I think it's just Michelle Yeoh.
I hope it is. I hope she will, and she's 60, and I hope she does. But guys, now we're down to our final three, and I'll read Best Actor, and then I'll do it, and then you do Best Picture, and Jeff can do Best Director.
Sure.
Okay.
So our nominees for Best Actor are Austin Butler for Elvis, Colin Farrell for The Banshees of Inisherin, Brendan Fraser for The Whale, Paul Mescal for After Sun, and Bill Nighy for Living. All right, guys. Yes. Say whatever you want. Who I want to win is a fucking long shot in the dark is obviously fucking Paul Mescal, because I just think that man is phenomenal. Oh, he's so good. But does he have any chances? No. He's number 4 though on my list of chances of actually winning. But who I think will take it away is, sorry, I thought my phone was on. Like, so I was talking to someone. Who I think will win is Brendan Fraser. So I want Paul Mescal, long shot, but I think Brendan Fraser is going to take it and deserves it, rightfully so.
All right, I agree. Brendan Fraser is going to take it. Out of the people nominated, he's who I also want to win. However, I do think the support for Austin Butler is growing more, and that's starting to scare me. But the person who I wish was nominated over Bill Nighy was, even though Living is good. I got to give Gabriel LaBelle some love, because that kid was great. And
he was very good.
Yeah,
I would have. I'm happy Nighy's there instead, but he was. Really
I get it. But out of this list, the one I would take away is what I'm saying. If I'm taking one way to put,
the one I take away is Mescal.
He's a close second. He's a close second, Jeff. He's a close second. But I just want to take a moment to give that man some love, because that was his first big film performance, and to come in and have to carry a film about who most people consider to be the greatest director of all time, and carry it like that and encapsulate who he is, even in body movements. He had the wrist thing down to like, just, I wanted to give him some props. I think it's Fraser. Of the people nominated, I want Fraser. So
yeah, and I mean, like Jonathan pointed out, we've discussed this before, but this is the first time that this is first time nominee. Everyone nominated is their first time nominated, which is pretty crazy. But yeah, I think. Well, what do you got, Jeff?
So I have been.
If you say fucking Butler, I'm leaving this right now.
No.
It's like he's way too young.
Hold on.
He does not want Butler.
I've been pretty conflicted on stuff involving this category because I adore Colin Farrell and Banshees.
I do too. It's really hard.
I adore Butler and Elvis. I want him to win. I adore Fraser and The Whale. I want him to win. I think Fraser's going to take it, and I actually want Fraser to take it, and here's why.
Mhm.
I know there are people that genuinely the movie hurts them. It makes them feel terrible.
People think it's a fat-phobic movie, when I honestly think it's the exact opposite.
I think that it stumbles in many ways.
Yes.
With that, in what it's trying to show, and
what it's trying to say just in general.
I think that ultimately the movie, I liked it more than I didn't like it personally. And look, everyone's journey with some of these things, it's their own. I'm a very big guy. I'm a very heavy guy, and so I went into this movie wondering how am I going to feel about it, and I came out feeling, like this is Brendan's to lose now. I think that it's something that has echoed and is really stuck with a lot of people, where I understand there's a lot of stuff in The Whale that really, it leaves a bad taste in their mouth, but there are a lot of other things very specific with Brendan Fraser and the ideas that his character tries to push sometimes that for me at least leave a much more positive, hopeful feel that have me more on the positive than the negative side. I think no Partis, it's not going to be fucking Mezcal. He hasn't actually won anything. Don't say this sort of thing just to make it. You made it just to get.
Paige, he also even says it's going to be Colin or Austin. You can't say three people are going to win.
It's going to be these guys, but it could be this guy. No, stop repeating things just for engagement. It's not that. I think it's going to be Fraser because he's also the one that's won all the big guild things. He won Screen Actors Guild. He won a lot of other stuff. It's been conflicting between a bunch of different actors, those three, Colin, Austin, and Brendan. But I think that overall, Fraser has the story out of all of them that's going to end with victory.
Yeah, that's what puts it up to the mantle so much higher because of the story that he has.
So, yes, I do have that. I do have a feeling that Fraser is going to win, but that's because I pay the fuck attention to these things.
Yeah.
So, all right, let's go into Best Director.
That's all.
Best Director. We have Martin McDonagh for The Banshees of Inisherin. The Daniels, Daniel Kwan and Daniel Scheinert for Everything Everywhere All at Once. Steven Spielberg for The Fabelmans. Todd Field for Tar, and Ruben Östlund for Triangle of Sadness. Who wants to start off here?
I'll start off because in a perfect, I am very not. I can't even say this because it's going to give away my Best Picture, whatever. In a perfect world, though, I think Martin McDonagh should get Best Original Screenplay for The Banshees of Inisherin, and then they could be nice and then give this one to Steven Spielberg for Best Director, and then we all know what I want for Best Picture.
Yes.
But
that's a fun idea.
It's nice.
And it's an idea we all talked about last time we talked about the nominations.
I think it's nice. After the Directors Guild Award, though, I mean, they're running away with this. It's the Daniels. And that's who I want to win. And it's funny because pretty sure the Bite Size Breakdown Awards come out tomorrow. Our Oscar predictions and stuff like that are coming out. And I do have Spielberg winning. But that's before the Directors Guild Award came out. But yeah, the Daniels are running away with this. Like, there's no questions. I was actually did not think they were. When I walked out of The Fabelmans, the first thing I said was, all right, well, this picture is winning it's winning Best Picture and Best Director.
And that's what a lot of people thought going into it.
And I'm happy it's not. I mean, because I didn't want it to. I just said, I think this is the film that the Academy is going to eat up. I'm so glad that the Academy, well, at least everyone else is opening up so much to Everything Everywhere All at Once. And the Daniels directed the fuck out of that movie. It is crazy and bonkers, and it deserves it. So I hope they take it. That's my pick. It's who I want and will.
I think my want is Spielberg, once again, for the same reasons I said for original screenplay. Telling that story is very personal. But it's going to be the Daniels.
Yeah.
It's the Daniels. I want it to be the Daniels. I think it will be the Daniels. I actually would have removed Martin McDonagh from here altogether because I think that, like you said before, it's an actor's movie and it's a director's movie, or it's a writer's movie. And yeah, sure, actors need to be directed and stuff, but this is just not where I wouldn't have nominated Banshees here. I wouldn't have nominated Ruben Östlund for Triangle of Sadness either. Even though I actually dug this one
a lot of people say Sarah Polley should have been
Sarah
there.
Polley would have been
Sarah
very
Polley.
interesting to.
You know, I think who I would have loved is the director of Aftersun, Charlotte. Why can't I think of her last name? Anyone else know it off the top of their head? Charlotte.
No.
I want to say Charlotte Webb. It's Wells. Charlotte Wells. Not Charlotte Webb. It's Charlotte Wells. Yeah, I think that would have been cool if she got in there.
I agree.
But yeah. I think that one's an easy one.
All the way, every way. Yeah, every way until Sunday.
Director Gills just like clarified it that
it's happening.
It's down.
Yeah.
All right. So
guys, we made it to the end.
Yeah.
Holy shit, I am so tired. I'm
exhausted. I was gonna fall asleep before this began.
Yeah. All right. So the nominees for Best Picture are All Quiet on the Western Front, Avatar: The Way of Water, The Banshees of Inisherin, Elvis, Everything Everywhere All at Once, The Fabelmans, Tar, Top Gun Maverick, Triangle of Sadness, Women Talking. And of course, let's just note it now. Frances McDormand gets her nomination.
Yep. Like, it's so funny. Like, at least one member of the cast of Women Talking got an Oscar nom for producing. Yeah. So God, Women Talking is so good. I'm so happy that it was able to get into the Best Picture race, considering like how it didn't do well with some of the guilds. It's going to be Everything Everywhere All at Once because there has been the only other films that have gotten Everything Everywhere All at Once has won every single major guild precursor. It's won SAG, it's won DGA, it's won PGA, the Producers Guild Award. It's won a bunch of other stuff too with editors and all these other things. And you add all that up, the only other movies that ever did that before were American Beauty, Slumdog Millionaire, Argo, and I think one other one was listed in that list. But they're all movies.
And Brokeback Mountain lost.
And Brokeback Mountain was not on that list.
Also happened with Apollo 13. So.
No. This is one where it's won every single one of those guilds.
I think that happened to Apollo 13, though.
It has swept all the guilds, all the major guilds.
PLD, no.
No, listen, I'm going to say something right now that PLD just said. I thought if Top Gun won at the Producers Guild Award, I was like, holy shit, between Everything Everywhere and Top Gun.
But it didn't.
But it didn't. And so, fuck yeah, man. The best film of the year deserves to win and will win this year. And before I say which one it is, I do want to congratulate
Paige. We know which one it is because you said it so many times.
Yeah, fuck guys. It's Everything Everywhere All at Once because that is the best film of the year. It's the most unique. It deserves it. It's a very powerful film with also being so fucking bonkers and insane. And that is how you tell a fucking story. Like, be different. And that's what the Academy needs to do. And I'm so glad that they're embracing this film with such open arms that the fact that it's probably going to fucking sweep the Oscars, and I don't even care because I'm just so excited to see these people's speeches.
It cannot sweep.
Okay, it can't
because two movies are in the same category.
Yeah, exactly.
Oh my also, God.
This year, though, it was crazy, though, that majority of these films are like blockbuster-like films, kind of in a sense, which is pretty incredible that usually it's a lot of like indie state movies. What was it? Oh.
The more passionate she gets, the more Boston Paige gets. That is very true.
But no, I don't know. I think all these films are great. The only film I would not have nominated was Elvis for Best Picture. But
I would not have nominated Avatar: The Way of Water for Best Picture. Or Triangle of Sadness.
I love Triangle of Sadness, so I'm good.
I know I really dug Triangle of Sadness, which is other movies I would have nominated over it.
Yeah, I would have not nominated Elvis and probably Avatar because I really didn't care for Avatar at all. I think it was kind of.
I think Avatar is
Better
pretty
than the-
cool, but
better
it's
than the
not the
original.
best movie of the year
Yeah,
by
I
like
agree.
by like the long shot. It's just an incredible
Jeff.
blockbuster.
Exactly.
So,
But
but
yes.
it's everything everywhere all at once.
Yes, we can all agree on that. What we want. I mean, we can all agree that's what we want, right? No, fucking Matt wants the Fableman.
No, that's not what I was going to say. I was about to say, I agree it's what I want. I do think there is a small chance that All Quiet on the Western Front can surprise people here.
Because of BAFTA, the only thing it won.
Yeah.
It's gonna walk away with best foreign film. So
and maybe 1 or 2 technicals. Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, it honestly, what I think I think it could be the number 2 or 3. It's the number 2 or 3 in this list, but it's like the gap.
I disagree.
I just think it's one of those things of we have been in a situation like this before and end up shocked. So I think everything everywhere all at once is.
I'm just saying we haven't. However, we actually have not been in this situation. I'm telling you, there hasn't been a movie that has hit all of the guilds. Like no movie going in for Best Picture has won every single guild before. We have not been in this specific one. We have been in plenty where it's like, well, everything is pointing to this. Yes, and then we get burned somehow on our expectations. But this is a very specific thing that hasn't really happened before. So that's one of the big things. It's like, and it's wild. This is the movie that clicked. When I saw that movie, I'm like, this movie, as I'm watching it, I'm realizing may actually be one of my favorite movies of all time, but I can't say that until I actually let it sit and rewatch. I still haven't rewatched it. I'm going to rewatch it before Oscar Sunday. But I watched it. I thought, this is incredible. Mm-hmm. I can't wait for the Oscars to ignore it. And now look where we are.
Exactly. That's the craziest fucking thing. It just, who would have thought a movie like this would be doing what it's doing? Is just like so like insanely like amazing for like as us as like movie lovers and like doing what we do and the things that we follow and stuff, that a film like this, a little indie film from A24, has accumulated all of this success and love and support. It's just, to me, it's just phenomenal, and I fucking love it. So we made our decision, but I'm curious for you guys though, real quick. Also, I want to know in the chat what everyone's top 3 best pictures would be, like nominees, because I want to ask you guys, what do you think the 1, 2, and 3 is? Obviously, our 1 is Everything Everywhere All at Once. But what is your number 2 and 3?
My number 2 is Tar.
2 is Fableman.
And what is 3 for you, Matt?
I'm looking at my rankings because I'm like going back and forth in my head.
If I'm going on personal rankings, I would put Banshees as my number 3.
Yeah, same. I would do Everything, Tar, Banshees.
Okay,
Everything, Fableman's, Banshees.
And I'm gonna go with Everything, Top Gun, Maverick, and Banshees.
Yeah. So there we go.
People in the chats, we want to know what your top 3 are and what you guys would vote as well. And the fact that we had like people like interacting with us and staying with us for this like hour, almost 2 hours, is like
nearly 2 hours.
Doing that, we really appreciate it. And holy shit, dude, Oscar Sunday is around the corner. We also have The Last of Us 2. I don't know what the fuck I'm gonna be doing. No idea. I also don't have cable, guys. So how do I watch
Curtis, I thought, is this what you would want to? Because I thought Avatar was your favorite movie of all time or something. And it's not even in your top 3 ranking?
Are you talking to me? Oh, you're not talking to me.
No, I'm responding to the comment.
So Paige, sign up for a YouTube TV free trial, and you can watch the Oscars that way.
Okay, I might have to do that.
So it's a 1 week free trial. So just YouTube TV 1 week free trial, and then after you watch the Oscars, just cancel it.
Okay, that's what I'm gonna do then. I need to watch it. But yeah, no, guys. Honestly,
we're doing a live Oscar watch along with the trial of YouTube TV. Robert, get you. Robert, we got to get together again soon. Miss you, man.
I might have to watch their watch along then, so that I could just watch the Oscars for free. Then maybe if they can stream it, though, they probably can't stream it.
You can't stream it.
Yeah. Okay. Never mind. Sorry. But yeah, no. I mean, on Sunday night, we might like make history with Everything Everywhere All at Once.
I hope we
It's
do.
possible.
I hope we do. I think that it's an incredible turn of the tide. And I mean, like, remember, just 6 years ago, neither will Top Gun. I do think that, just think about it, 6 years ago, I guess it'll be 5 years now from when the Oscars aired, but we just had a movie where a fish monster fucked a deaf lady, and that won Best Picture and Best Director and Best Original, and not Best Original Screenplay.
I think that movie deserved it, though, guys.
It did deserve it. Like,
I love Shape of Water. I know there are people that try to like push back on it, but I love Shape of Water.
Yeah, it was.
But just think about the kind of movies that have been like winning. It's like going back and forth. We're in this seismic shift with the Academy still, where they are both holding on to their old ideals and accepting the weird and the new.
Yes.
And I think it's a really interesting thing to see, because remember, we had Shape of Water, and then the next year, out of even if we just go with like every race-based film in 2018, there were a lot of incredible films. And they went with, what would be the best one to choose for Best Picture? Green Book. So yeah. Like the Oscars, they can be weird, but Green Book had a lot of stuff going on. The problem is that I think right now the only A24 film, unless I forget off the top of my head, is currently Uncut Gems, and that was some very specific deal. I don't know if I would love a Criterion of Everything Everywhere, but I don't know if that'll happen.
I don't think it's likely.
Maybe after the Best Picture, who knows? We don't know.
Yeah. But with that, folks, you're allowed to like Green Book. I liked Green Book. But I
thought Green Book was fine. I'm just talking about comparing it to the other ones. Like, I actually don't hate Green Book. I think it has. I just want to say, the only reason outside of Green Book winning, the only other reason that Academy Awards is memorable to me is because Taylor Cleek gave everyone in my house nosebleeds. Anyways, with that, folks, that's how it was for all of us in our predictions, Jonathan.
Yep. Signing off. Thank you for everyone for tuning in. This was fun. We'll see you Sunday. We'll see you Sunday night, and we'll see you Monday for The Last of Us conversation. Wednesday, once again, Scream review drops, and then Wednesday evening, Biscuits and Believing. First episode of that drops, where I'll be recapping Ted Lasso season 1 and 2. So until then, folks, signing off. I'm Matt. That is Jeff, and that is Paige, and we will see you next time.